Hey everybody, welcome back to the Hawkins Hellfire Collective. I'm Zach.
And I'm Devin.
And this is episode 8, The Mindflayer. And we were significantly more excited to watch this one than the last one.
Yeah, we were. Oh, sorry. Wrong rug. Yeah, 100% more excited about this one than the last one. And this one just picks right back up as if the last episode didn't even exist. So
Yep. It's actually hilarious that it's like, let's pretend that didn't happen. And let's go right back to the action we left off on with Hopper. And like they show the Demodogs kind of coming out and coming up to the glass.
Mm-hmm.
But then, like, I think it immediately cuts to scientists running away into that elevator, right?
Yeah, I think so, because I see you have a note.
That elevator is historically not where you want to be.
I just, no one listened to Mike, and now they're all under attack.
Yeah, because why would anybody listen to Mike? I mean, come on.
Well, I mean, I get why they wouldn't listen to him. He's a 12-year-old boy.
He's a 12-year-old boy who faced down a Demogorgon.
He's been through some shit.
Yeah, like, seriously, it's amazing to me that nobody looks at them as like, hey, they're like the only people who survived all of this. Like,
yeah.
Whatever.
They do, however, listen to him later on, after that note.
Well, yeah, I mean, no, of course the main characters listen to him.
Well, no, but, I mean, so, Joyce asks Will, do you know who I am?
It takes him a while
to answer. And it takes
him
a really long time to answer. And, that's her tip-off, okay, no. And Mike has the idea to make him sleep. Because if Will's asleep, if he's knocked out, the Demodogs can't find where they are. And when Joyce asks Will, do you know who I am? And he says no, or he doesn't say no, but he takes a really, really long time to
Mom,
answer.
Your mom, but
right. But it's hesitating.
Really
it was like he was lying about it.
Yeah.
She's like, nope, I'm going to put you to sleep and we're going to get out of here.
And poor Mike, it was his idea and Will's screaming and he's holding his ears.
He's really freaked out about it. Because it's, for as good as he has been with all of this, it's a lot for a kid to handle. It's a lot. Yes, it's a lot for Will to handle. Poor Will. But it's a lot for Mike to handle, too. You're watching your best friend essentially go through this, supernatural event that you can't tell anybody about. Once this happens, you're not going to be able to say anything to anybody.
He's not being brave facing down a monster. He's watching his friends scream in agony. Don't do it. Don't put me to sleep. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
That's traumatizing.
Yeah, I feel like we've said it before, but every single character on this show has, when it ends, when it's the 90s and all the characters are grown, I really hope that they're in some sort of therapy, because I feel like they need it.
I feel like until the end of season 4, Dustin was the only one getting off scot-free.
Yeah, Dustin was real good, and then they decided, no, let's traumatize Dustin a little bit.
Let's gut punch Dustin, too.
He hasn't been traumatized. Oh, God, I'm traumatized.
Yo, if anyone wants us to do a Gravity Falls show when we finish Stranger Things, I would love to do that. So this bothered me a little, and I mean, it probably shouldn't have, but it's just kind of silly. How would the Demodogs know to cut the power to the hospital?
Yeah, I don't. How did the power cut out, or did it cut? Did it cut out because Will got knocked out? It had that, with the lights flickering and everything.
I don't think so. Because they didn't do their usual thing where everything flickers and then goes crazy.
Yeah.
No, it was just they cut the power. The Demodogs figured out how to cut the power. They're blind, and their only eyes were Will.
Was it something that? Well, that's what I'm saying. Will's eyes are now shut, so I don't know. That doesn't really make sense either.
Right. It didn't seem supernatural. It seemed the Demodogs figured out where the power was and
cut. Right. Unless there was something that we missed. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. There's something I probably could have missed, because when we were taking notes, I took a lot of notes. However, there's a lot that I didn't write down because I was sitting there just, like, enthralled with everything. So I might have, like, if that's something that did happen, I might have missed it.
Season 2 is very up and down, but when it's on, it is on. You are, like, glued to the screen.
With it, this stuff is what keeps you intrigued. Like, honestly, the stuff with 11, not even the last episode, but, like, just with her being in the cabin as, like, and Hopper taking care of her, like, that, all that really gives you, to me, all that really gives you is, like, yay, 11's alive. It doesn't really...
Yeah, like, I get it. We needed to see her journey, but it also slowed the pace of everything down like, every time they cut to it.
Anytime it cuts to it, it takes you out of that fast pace, like,
but you know what?
What's happening?
We can't have it both ways.
No.
We can either say that, 11 stuff should have been cut down or, like, relegated to particular episodes, like with episode 7, or we can say it all should have been integrated. We can't have it both ways.
No, it's true. It's absolutely true. But when you get to this stuff, you are glued to the screen like, I have to pee. Well, but I don't want to pause the show, so I'm just going to sit and hold it.
Yep.
Like that kind of action.
And then we cut to Billy, who needs to perfume his junk. Why? Dude. Really? Really?
I'm not allowed to talk about Billy because I just go on rants.
You actually have some really good notes here though about the fandom because there's a lot of people in the Stranger Things fandom.
And I'm okay.
Let me set you up.
Okay.
Because I know your feelings. Let me guide everyone into this. So there's a lot of people in the fandom who think for some reason that Billy and Eddie would have been really good friends because they both listen to Metallica and like they're kind of counterculture. I don't see that at all. And she's about to tell you all the reasons why.
Well, no, I'm not. I'm just going to preface my statement with, I'm not judging anybody for the characters that they like, the characters that they may connect with or anything like that. I'm not judging you at all. That's literally what makes the world go round. That's what makes this fandom so cool, is that there are so many different characters that lots of people find themselves connecting to in one way
right, there's no one bland.
Exactly. Everybody has they're all a little spicy. So like that's really cool. I do not like Billy, as I have said many times. I love Eddie, as I have said many times. There are a lot of people, as Zach said, that feel as though they would be friends just because of all that. That's not a reason. Liking the same band is not enough to make you... I don't think it's enough to make you be friends. There needs to be more involved. There needs to be similar reasons as to why you like said band. I feel as though Eddie, would like Metallica because they appeal to, the outcasts, the people who do not necessarily are stereotyped to be a certain way and things like that. Whereas Billy, I feel like he listens to Metallica and likes Metallica because he's angry and he has a lot of rage. I'm not saying that Eddie doesn't, but I'm saying they have different kinds, and I don't feel as though that's not a good enough reason for me for somebody to say, oh, they would be really good friends because they both like Metallica. No.
I think the second Billy said any racist stuff to Lucas in front of Eddie, he'd have cracked a guitar over his head. Exactly.
Like they're
like it just
and that's it. I'm gonna say that again. That's more in the next episode, so maybe I won't say it until the next episode. However, the reason why I don't like Billy and why I don't find necessarily what he does at the end of season 3 to be redeeming is because he is horribly racist, and you can't tell me otherwise. So I understand that he has a really shitty home life, and should he have to go through that? No. I understand that that's most likely why he is a horrible person in general to Max and to, to Steve and to anybody else he comes across. However, that's not an excuse to be racist. Lucas has done nothing wrong to him. He doesn't even speak to him. And he is immediately, you can't hang out with this person. You can't talk to this person.
Yeah.
And I don't care that he, quote unquote, sacrificed himself at the end of season 3. I personally am not seeing it that way. And we'll get more into that when that comes about.
Yeah.
That's just my take on the character. And that's why I feel like I need to explain why I don't like him so much. And it's not just because, he was planted as the villain. And, no, that's not why.
I think that's an important thing people forget. We're not supposed to like Billy.
Right.
He's not written that way.
No.
We are not supposed to like this character. And they're very explicit about that. Is he supposed to have a redeeming moment later on? Sure, but that doesn't mean you should forget who this guy is.
Right. And I feel like people do because of that.
Yeah.
And I'm again...
Billy is a scumbag.
Right, again,
period.
If you like him, that's fine. You're totally allowed, and I'm not against that. Like I said, it's what makes the world go round. He's just not my cup of tea.
Plenty of people love villains.
Right. I mean, I like villains.
Yeah.
I spent half of my childhood, my favorite characters in Disney movies were the villains. I liked Jafar. I liked Scar. I mean, he's not a villain, but I much preferred the Beast to the Prince. Like, the things like that. I mean, my favorite character in the Marvel universe is Loki.
But before the turnaround.
Still
after the turnaround, too, but before.
I loved Loki in Avengers, and he is a piece of shit in the Avengers, but I still loved him. So I don't have a problem with liking villains. I just don't. Billy just doesn't do it for me. And that's all I'm going to say on that matter.
There's a fundamental line he treads that just makes him thoroughly unlikable to both of us.
Right. Although, I think we both said it. He did make some really good points when his dad comes in and is like, you need to find Max. He was like, well, I was watching her all day. You guys weren't here. Like, I have a date. I'm sorry.
Like he had plans. They knew about it.
Right.
They
were gone all day. But then he loses it when he's like, and she's not my sister. It's like, she kind of is now, dude.
Like, dude, you had a really strong argument up until that point. Like, you really did.
Right. Like, I was like, oh, I was listening to you. I was listening. And then you said that. And I was like, you lost me again.
Yeah. I think from there we go back to Max and the group.
Yeah.
And, like, it's just the only thing that really, like, jumped out to me here is that she's the only reasonable person in that entire group. Because they hear the
Demodogs.
They hear the Demodogs and they're like, guys, this way. And they all start running towards the Demodogs. And she goes, why are you running toward the sound? And I was like, yeah, why are you running toward the sound? Any reasonable person would absolutely ask you that question.
Right, like, let's go in the other direction. Just like, guys, what the heck? What are you doing? Why? Steve... But Steve wants to go because he hears what's going on at the lab.
Yeah.
And doesn't he know that they're there? Like, they all know that, like, Will...
Oh, yeah, they all know
that they're there.
They're there.
So, like, that is why...
Wait, did they?
I think so.
I don't think
so. Maybe not.
No, because they were surprised when they saw them there.
Right, when they... Yeah, never mind.
They didn't find out they were in the lab until Jonathan and Nancy get there.
Yes, because Jonathan and Nancy tell them that.
Yeah.
Because they're like, why are you here?
All the stories converge.
They all converge into one. Bob. That's my next notes. My next notes are all just about Bob.
Everything is going to shit inside that lab, and they're talking about how they can get the power running again, and how they'll need to activate it using a computer, and computers were significantly more complicated back then, and Bob knows that, and no one else seems to, and he's like, do you speak Basic? Do any of you speak Basic? And they're like, what the hell is Basic? And he's just like, all right, well, I'm doing this. He steps up immediately, and that is why Bob Newby is a superhero.
Comes in clutch. Also, you can tell, like, in this whole thing, you can tell he knows that he's probably not going to get out of this situation alive.
Yeah. And like Hopper, who has never warmed up to Bob at any point during the season, is like immediately turns around. Like you can tell just from David Harbour's performance, it's like, okay, I respect this guy now.
Yeah, like and you watch that, like you like the realization, and that's just it's a it's like a testament to Sean Astin's acting.
Oh,
like
always.
You can,
yes.
Like you can just see it on his face. Like, I volunteered to do this. I'm probably not leaving.
Yeah,
and it's
I'm probably not going to make it back, but
Yeah.
I'm going to do this.
And he gets the power back on.
Mm-hmm.
Opens the doors. And I think we both said that if he would have lived, that he would have been a great asset against Vecna, because he catches on super quickly to everything and he's smart.
Yeah. Like when he's down there getting the computers running and everything, he actually comes up with an idea to clear the way for everybody, and it works.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like, this guy could think on his feet. He had tech skills. Like, he would have been so helpful to everyone if he made it out of this.
And then another good point to Dr. Owens. He tries so hard to get Bob out alive.
Oh my God.
Like because he directs him through
the halls.
Because he can see what's happening, and they both have the walkies, and he's directing him through, and like that's how you know that there has been that clear shift in the power with Hawkins' lab. Like Owens he's not a bad dude. He just works for bad people.
Yeah. And it seems as though he was kind of aware of that, but was with the mindset of like, hey, they can either bring someone else who's terrible in, or I can try to do some good here.
Try to do some good from the inside, from the inside out. Like, maybe I can fix it.
Doesn't work.
No, it doesn't work, but...
God, he tries.
He does really try, and then a broom falls.
Yeah, we have that.
Closet.
Oh my God, the tension of that entire scene with Bob in the closet. Have we hit that? I would say we did not hit that level of tension again in Stranger Things until Vecna and Max.
Yeah. The first episode,
right? Both times.
Well, both times.
Oh my God.
The first, but we kind of knew it was going to happen again in like when
we did not know how far that was going to go.
Not to the level. I don't want to. Oh my God, I still like think about her performance in like the final like 15 minutes of that episode.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, very very high tension. Him in the closet. You could like he's clearly trying to like slow his breathing and like make himself be quiet and everything, and he does such a good job. And then when Owens tells him that he's got a clear path to go, and he opens the closet and a broom falls and alerts one of the demodogs that there's something there.
Yeah, and Owens is just like, run,
and he runs and he gets there, and like this is like that knowing smile, like, okay, I got to see you.
Yeah, because he sees Joyce.
He sees Joyce, and he like smiles, and then out they come.
Yeah, they burst through the door.
But that smile was clearly like, I'm glad you're the last thing I'm gonna see.
I will stand by this. I really think the intention of the writing behind Bob at this point was for him to buy more time.
Yeah.
Because he could have ran towards her. And maybe Hop would have gotten one with a gun, but it would have been tougher.
Yeah.
Like maybe the dogs would have made it outside. I sincerely believe that in this scene it was written so that Bob was sacrificing himself to slow the demodogs down, give them something to chew on so they could escape. Out.
Yeah, absolutely. But I will say this. I feel like this gets said about a lot of characters that die on this show. Bob 100% deserved better.
Yeah.
Bob deserved better. And the other deaths did not and have not impacted me the way that this has.
You know that if Vecna starts messing with Will or Joyce, or even maybe even Hopper. No, not Hopper. But if he starts messing with Will and Joyce the way he messed with people in the previous season, he's going to use Bob.
Oh!
Yeah, Sean Astin will come back. I think he'll do it.
Were you saving that? Were you just saving
No, that literally just crossed my mind.
Okay, oh! That was was a gut punch. Oh, yeah. I don't like that. No! No!
Well, because we know how much guilt Joyce carries around over that.
No, it's bad enough that that's probably how my sweet little Eddie boy is going to come back, being used to hurt Dustin, and that's enough of a gut punch, and now you're going to throw that one at me?
Yeah, another Bob. At least I think they should do that.
Oh, I don't like that.
I'm sure he'd come back.
Oh, I'm sure he would come back too, but no. Oh, no. Ugh, well, you can start I don't know what you wrote next, but go ahead.
There was this whole thing back when we first watched season 2, and this scene reminded me of it. All of them jumping in the car together, like getting away in Hopper's van. Mm-hmm. For some reason, I've been thinking about it this whole time, and I can't exactly put my finger on why. I think maybe it's just because of how he handled himself in every situation he was in this season. But I was absolutely sure that in season 3, Steve was going to be a cop.
Yeah.
I really thought that's where they were going with Steve. I thought that was a natural progression for his story up to this point.
It made sense, and sorry, that was the chair. It fully.
Yeah, it was the chair.
It fully made sense. The way he had that commanding ability with the kids and everything,
and then they finally meet back up with Hopper, and I'm like, oh, we're gonna get some wires crossed here.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I liked that, and then when season 3 came out and he was working at
Scoops Ahoy,
it's like, oh well, that theory's dead.
I was like, really? That's what Steve Harrington is doing?
That's what the hair has become. An ice cream scooper.
I actually can't wait to get to season 3 and start talking through that, because those are, without the Scoops Ahoy crew, season 3 would have been dark. Yeah.
So they go back to
they go
the
to Will's
buyers,
house. Yeah.
And this is when Will kind of starts to take charge in his own way with his D&D lore and stuff. And Dustin is the one that coins it as the Mindflayer.
Yeah.
Because it has similar characteristics.
Any D&D player will tell you that this is a real loose understanding of the Mindflayer, but I roll with it. I like it.
We have some Vecna notes. It looks like both of us do.
Yeah.
About this. So
I liked that Mike was leading the party in this. Let's take on the Mindflayer. Let's figure out how to fight back against him. Mm-hmm. While he was talking about what the Mindflayer can do and how it operates, I just kept thinking, it's not the smoke. In my mind, the smoke monster is not Vecna. Or I'm sorry, the smoke monster is not the Mindflayer. Vecna is the Mindflayer, and the Shadow Monster is just the hive mind. Mm-hmm. I'm probably not going to do a very good job of explaining this. Even though the smoke monster seems to have at least some form of sentience, we know it's being controlled by Vecna. Season 4 makes that very clear. It's doing his bidding.
Yeah.
So if the Mindflayer is taking over people's minds, controlling them, doing this, that, or the other thing, it's doing it at Vecna's will. So
because Vecna wants it to. Exactly.
So if you think about it from that respect, it's really Vecna who is the Mindflayer.
Yeah, and I have it. I put Vecna got to the Upside Down, saw the Mindflayer smoke thing, and that it was controlling everything. He wanted that power. He took it over, and now he's using it. That's right. To kind of explain what you were saying in a more simple.
Yeah, the Mindflayer is not in control of itself.
Yeah. It was controlling things before he got there.
Was it really, though? Was it even controlling? Because that world was pretty barren. Maybe
there were some Demogorgons,
There were some. I'm just thinking maybe it was just existing. It was just a hive mind. But
it was it was the hive mind, so it was what was in control.
Well, here's the thing. The way a hive mind operates, it's all part of one group. Mm-hmm. So it all operates together. I think the hive mind was just the hive mind before Vecna. They all operated under one consciousness. The Mindflayer, the Demogorgons, maybe even Demodogs, they were all one consciousness.
So then
that's why Will has now memories.
Okay, so then in our theory, when Vecna takes it over, mm-hmm. it now operates
under Vecna's influence.
So it's Vecna's hive mind. It's whatever Vecna wants done. Okay.
Like, when it comes right down to it, there may not even be anything malevolent about the Upside Down itself. It may just be another space, like another dimension.
Right, because there was...
with its own living thing.
Right, because when you see it, when he first gets there in season 4, it's just like this, like, red wasteland.
Yeah.
Almost. There's nothing there. And then... when you see it, when you see it in the
what
past,
he turns it into,
it's cold and it looks like Hawkins and everything. But does it? Or did Will make it look like Hawkins? Because was our theory.
I'm sure we'll talk about that more. I'm sure we're gonna get more details that push us down that path.
God, I can't wait till for season 5.
I know, right? But, like, yeah, I really don't think the Upside Down itself has any kind of malevolence to it. It's just the way it's being used.
Yeah.
And when it comes right down to it, Vecna's the one pulling the strings. None of this would be happening without him. The Upside Down seemed perfectly happy being the way it was before he got there.
Mm-hmm.
And now back to the episode.
Yeah.
So the rest of my notes are pretty bare bones.
Well, can't spy if he doesn't know where it is. That was Mike's idea. I have a note. Mike got shit done this episode.
He really did.
A lot of the really good ideas that come about in this episode with how to, do things with what's happening to Will are all because of Mike.
He's really the driving force of the plot in this, like in the second half of the season. We get some character moments. Dustin talks about feeling the electricity between Max and Lucas.
Mm-hmm.
Max and Mike get to connect a little bit. Then they build a sweat lodge, which is funny because it's kind of the opposite of what they did in the first season, creating like a sensory deprivation pool.
Yeah.
Like they create
a sensory deprivation sweat lodge.
Yeah.
Sort of. This isn't when they do all the heat.
It's not when they do all the heat, but he is sweating.
Because they have him tied up with a bright light in front of him because they're interrogating him. But it's not him at this point. I have lights flickered. Was that Will's latent ability, or was it the Mindflayer?
We said the exact same thing. Like, when the lights start flickering, is that Will?
Or is that the Mindflayer
inhabiting
Will?
Probably the Mindflayer inhabiting Will. Probably.
But we are on the train of Will possibly having some abilities.
I'd be very surprised if the show ends and he doesn't.
Have something.
Something.
Yeah. Also, I have a little note. During the interrogation scene, Joyce says to Will, "Do you know what March 22nd is?" And he doesn't. "It's your birthday." March 22nd is Rollergate? Nobody remembered Will's birthday, not even the Duffer Brothers.
No. It's really funny. They specifically gave him a birthday and then set an episode in the exact same day where nobody talks about that it's his birthday. It's really funny. 365 days in the year, and they overlapped the same day between season 2 and 4. And like, it couldn't have been intentional. It couldn't. It can't have been. Because if it was, it would have been brought up in some way, you know?
Right. Like, I feel like somebody would have brought it up. Like, Jonathan would have remembered it was Will's birthday, even though he was high out of his mind for 98% of season 4. I think he would have remembered his birthday.
Joyce was still at home at that point, wasn't she?
No.
During Rollergate?
No, she had already gone.
Did she?
To get Hopper.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Well, that's another thing. Joyce went
to go get Hopper. I'm just gonna forget your birthday.
Like,
gotta go save my boyfriend.
There wasn't even a mention of like, Will, I'm gonna be away for your birthday. We'll do your party when I get back. No, it's just, let's forget Will's birthday. Nobody cares about Will anymore. He's safe. It doesn't matter.
On that, okay.
So again,
let's get back to the episode.
Again, though, Noah Schnapp absolutely killing it this season.
Yeah.
Like, the completely blank and confused face while Joyce talks about his spaceship drawing and Jonathan talks about building Castle Byers and Mike talks about how they met. Like, this utter bewilderment on his face while these other actors are giving him these really strong performances, and he's keeping it just, I am confused. I don't know where I am. I don't know what's happening. Please untie me. Man, So good.
And then he has, like, not only that, but then he's got to do Morse code.
Yeah, and he's doing the Morse code with his hand.
He's doing Morse code with his hand. And that's how you know that Will is still in there.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's communicating through Morse code taps.
And you know what breaks Will out of the Mindflayer's control?
For a brief moment.
Music and memories.
Mm-hmm. And isn't that what breaks everybody out of Vecna's control? Music and memories?
Yup.
Yes, it do. Yes, it do. So.
Breadcrumbs. For those who can't see, she did like the Salt Bay thing.
No, I was sprinkling
you're
breadcrumbs.
going...
I didn't know that's above. I did little breadcrumbs.
Below, okay. Yeah, okay.
But he spells out, close the gate.
Yeah.
Because that's where this is all stemming from at this point. And then the phone rings. And immediately, Will is in like a trance-like state again. And all the demodogs start like a demodog tries to converge to the house because now he knows where they are.
Oh God! And Hopper is like, "Can you use this?" He's trying to hand Jonathan a gun. And Nancy goes, "I can." Nancy's like, "Yeah, I want to shoot something. Give me that gun."
Shoot it. And then Lucas has his little wrist rocket. Like he's like, "He's
ready to go.
I'm gonna take it down. I'm gonna take it down." And then you hear like rustling in the woods, and then
yelp.
You literally hear like a snap and a yelp, and it's like, what the hell? And then the door opens on its own accord.
Yeah, it unlocks from the inside, opens up on its own.
And there you have 11. It's a really cool reveal.
It's a really cool scene.
Like, it's a really cool... And you're like, wow, she done got that demodog done got get by, by 11.
Yeah, Doug Dimmadome over the Doug Dimsdale Dimmadome. Demodog done got get.
Demodog done got get by 11.
All right. Yeah, that scene was awesome.
Yeah.
I think it also shows us, though, that, like, the Demodogs aren't as big a threat as the Demogorgon really was. Not. She just snaps its neck.
I mean, if you're unarmed, I feel like they're
sure, but like threat, 11 could barely fight the Demogorgon before. Now it's like, snapping necks.
Now she's got her rage powers, though.
She does.
So she's a little stronger.
A little stronger. She
than
hasn't
she
found
was.
The power of love yet. We save that for season 4.
Season 4. That's the power of love.
You gonna bring my boy Huey Lewis into this?
You did. I just sang it.
Okay, that's fair. So that's where this episode ends.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess there's a lot. There was a lot more to talk about than I thought there would be, because we found so many little instances of like, hey, this gets used later.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, this was a good episode. This episode and the finale are really good episodes. The finale is a great episode.
I will say, I don't know if it was intentional on the Duffer's part to have, music and memories be the thing that snaps Will out of everything and then use that again for Vecna. I would really like to believe that was intentional.
Because it's something
it's also just a very easy way to write it,
Yeah, I mean, but it's
very specific
and very prominent in the show.
I feel like they should have called back to it. Like when they
season 4.
Yeah, when they figured out that music, it was what was.
But Will wasn't with them. Will's not with them.
Oh my God, you're right.
Will
and
is
nobody's in that room except for Mike, Joyce, Jonathan. Nobody else talks to him, right? Or do they all talk to him a little bit when they're telling stories?
With the interrogation scene that we were just talking about.
No, not the first one. The second one. After they start using the music.
In the sweat lodge.
No, it's the same. It's the same. They do the interrogation twice. Remember?
Because
they figure out that he's using Morse code, and then they jump back into the room.
In that, it's Hopper, Joyce, Jonathan, and Mike. I don't think that Nancy is in it.
But no. But hold up. Everybody knows. Everybody knows what they're doing. Everybody knows how they're snapping Will out of it.
Right. But none of those people who are witnessing that are with the Hawkins crew in season 4.
No, but they're in the other room. They know the plan. They know what they're doing.
They're in the shed.
I know that, but like
they don't. That's okay. Yeah, I guess they do, but like they,
like Dustin, Lucas, Max, they know what's happening in there.
They know what's happening, but they might not know what's being used. They might not know that they are playing music or anything like that.
I mean, Jonathan running out with a boombox is probably a dead.
But at this point, I don't know. They don't know that there's any kind of connection. Yeah. Between what's happened and what's happening. You know what I mean? Like, totally. I don't think they're gonna put 2 and 2 together.
I just think there should have been some kind of throwaway line somewhere, like, after they figured out that music was what was, interrupting things. Mm-hmm. Like, they could have been like, oh, like how we snapped Will out of his, or how we communicated with Will when he was taken by the Mindflayer. Like, anything to tie it all, I feel like season 4 left a lot of things from previous seasons behind.
I get that, but I don't know that it needs to be tied together just yet. Like, we're tying it together, but I think, like, thematically for the show, what was happening in season 4, I don't think needed to. I feel like I'm not explaining my point.
No, you're saying they didn't need to call it back.
It didn't need to be called back yet, because we they don't know necessarily that Vecna has any kind of ties to what happened to Will, really, until Will says that he can feel Vecna at the very end of the final episode of season 4.
Well,
that kind of...
Oh, yeah, I guess you're right.
That's the only kind of instance that we get that Will has any kind of connection to Vecna, which would call us back to...
Wait. No, they do say, when they're figuring things out at, when the party is split, some of them are in the Upside Down, and some of them are at, I think, Will's house? Whose house? Mike's house? No, they're at Mike's house. Remember when they used the light bright and everything?
Yes.
Dustin and Lucas figure out that the Mindflayer is like the general, and Vecna is the one in charge. So they are tied. They did manage to tie them together. They do know Vecna's in charge. But like,
I thought at that point they still thought the Mindflayer. They still think the Mindflayer. Right.
They still think the Mindflayer's in charge.
They still think the Mindflayer is in charge.
They think it's the other way around.
They honestly, I don't know that they find out at all.
Not until he straight up tells 11. When they're fighting.
But that doesn't mean that, like, Dustin and Lucas and all know.
No, not until they're all together again.
Right, and that's assuming that 11 tells them.
Well, she will.
But we're not seeing that yet, because not yet. The first instance we see of 11, like, seeing they get reunited, and that's about it, and then then she goes to the hospital to see Max. We don't know if she's talked to them about anything, like, besides Mike and Will.
Right, obviously
we
Mike
don't
and
know
Will,
if Dustin's been tipped off that it's
and you know what, it's the kind of thing that's going to get glossed over. I guarantee we're not going to have a scene in season 5 where she explains it to everybody.
There's going to be so much glossed over in season 5. I can feel it in my bones. And I'm not okay with it, because I need to know what happens in that 2 days. My Winifred Sanderson came out a little bit, and I apologize.
Yeah, we are 2 months out from Halloween, and we gotta...
But I feel it. I just need to know what happens in those 2 days. I think a lot of people want to know what happens in those 2 days. And in those 2 days, oh no, we wouldn't, because that's when they get there. Yeah. They get there after the 2 days.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things I feel like need to be tied up in a pretty little bow before season 5 can really take off. Like, there's some loose ends that need to be tied from season 4 beforehand.
Hey Duffers, I've been loving the Stranger Things comics. I know we haven't made a new one in quite a long time. Let's put one out before season 5 that gives us a little tie-in between season 4 and 5, and you can fix all of these problems in a comic book.
But they don't write them.
Yeah, but they approve the scripts.
Somebody write me an Eddie comic?
You know what? Actually, the way these comics have gone with so many mini side stories about different characters, I wouldn't be surprised.
They wrote a freaking comic about the bully. Like,
well, hold up.
I didn't read it.
That was earlier in the show's lifespan.
I didn't read it.
I get it. It's okay. We've talked about it. I'm not going to get into it. We're at the end of the episode.
Yeah.
So, didn't expect to jump into like a 10-minute diatribe on like season 2 to season 4, but here we are.
They've tied in like, I'm not going to say seamlessly, but there's a lot of things that like tie in, and yes, it's all theories, but they're like, I don't know, probable, plausible, makes sense.
I mean, here's the thing: if all of these threads can be tied together so easily without a lot of extrapolation, then chances are there was at least some kind of intent or understanding behind them. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Like, it's not like we're able to do this because we're thinking outside of the box. We're literally just watching the show.
We're watching the show and taking notes.
Exactly. We're not, I don't think with most of these we're too far out of the realm of like, let's get into theory crafting. We're working with what's here.
Right.
Well, with that said, we hope you guys join us next time.
It'll be our Christmas episode.
It will be our Christmas episode.
We'll discuss the finale for Christmas.
Mm-hmm. That'll be our Christmas present to all of you.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the season 2 finale.
All right. So on that note,
I'm Zach Grubb.
And I'm Devin Grubb. Dusty Buns gets it done.